Okay, checking it once, checking it twice. There's a time in my life that I really miss. And I'm not about to get so sappy and sad on you and talk about how I miss high school. I don't, really. Awful times. But it was during that time of my life where I lived with my parents and had this whole house that, I had access to it and I could do things in it. And just like that, that resource was cut off to me. I went to college and things changed, like they do. I didn't have time for making videos, really, that often. And I didn't have the space for it either. When you're in college, you share a room with somebody, a very small room. You have a desk and a bed, a closet too, maybe, and you share a bathroom with the entire floor. Some of you know that story, and some of you never had to experience it. And I learned a lot about myself in that time. Enough to know that I hated it. And so I moved out at the end of that year. I went to live with a friend over the summer. I worked full-time and did a math course. Never doing that at once again. Horrible idea. And in the background of all of that, I was in the process of getting a house to live in near my college. And I did it. And that's taught me a lot as well. I've come a long way from moving in to this place. I couldn't really describe to you that journey. And a lot of the things that I once did were put towards the wayside. And I'm ready to begin those things once again. I'd like to reintroduce the channel. I don't know how often I'll upload videos. It's not like I'm going to monetize anything anyways, at least not right now. I mean, I think. Things are a little rough around the edges, too, still. Things will never be quite professional here. Because no matter how hard I try to make things look nice, it never just quite ends up coming together. And at a certain point, I think I need to embrace that. And yet, this is going to be quite an upgrade. So let's just take a look around. All right? Come with me, and you'll see where this channel's going. You see in front of you this cool thing. It's one of my favorite displays. It's an Apple Cinema display, I think from 2004. One of the 24-inch models, I think. It's nice even today. And that's why I'm using it for this. If I tilt my camera down, you see what's powering it. I have a streaming sort of setup here using, well, you can see Droid Cam. Yeah, sorry about the watermark. That'll go, promise. I'm just trying things out right now. This is my old laptop. I made a video about this a while back. Well, it's seen better days. And that's just the start of the issues. To be honest with you, I got smart. I'm never making the mistake of something like this again if I can avoid it. But the hardware is still good inside of it. And there's an RTX 3060 in there with a perfectly good NVENC encoder. To be honest with you, this laptop's a temporary solution. I can explain why, but maybe not quite yet. For the most part, I think this camera will focus on the studio display. It looks nicer. It is nicer in certain ways. And I think this works better as showing web content, just because of how large it is. Which is something that might happen on this channel. I've had to look up stuff in the past, so it does make sense that, say, one of my favorite resources for Macintoshes ever, let's say I want to look at this. How about this 2008 Mac Pro, the 8-core version, 2.8 gigahertz? You might be able to make out the text a little bit better on that. But I'd be willing to bet it's pretty unpleasant to squint your eyes in that far, isn't it? Well, you see how I've got all these scenes here? And you see how I was actually on the studio display. I'm sure you see where I'm going with that. Now I have direct display access, and, well, I can zoom in on stuff and show you stuff, like the fact that it came with a Radeon HD 2600 XT by default. Isn't that swell? And then, of course, I can go back to this. So we've sort of got a double display capture. Of course, it might seem a little redundant to have the S9 pointed at the display and also this. It's sort of just to show you what's happening here. I think this phone might be pointed at something different in the future. We'll figure it out. That's not the only one. Ooh, I hit the wrong scene there. It's going to be a little jank for a little while I get used to this. It's not the only one. You can see here. How about that? My right side. My left side, just to be clear. You like the CRT, folks? And how about Lucky the Dragon? I like Lucky the Dragon. You kind of have to be insane not to, I think. Who doesn't like a mascot? What do you see here? Can you read that text? I'm sure you probably can. This is a machine I'd like to show off in the future. It's not quite fully set up yet, but just to give you an idea. Oh, yeah, that's... There we go. Now you can see. And I'll zoom in. It's a Pentium 3 Coppermine CPU at 500 megahertz. How's that, huh? And yes, I did a lot of the compilation of Gen 2 directly on this CPU, though not all of it. I also custom configured the kernel specifically for it. Yes, I know, I'm a nerd. It has 384 megabytes of memory, and it's stored on a 20 gig hard drive. As you can see, it's about 50% full. So this is the sort of thing. I have a real, true sense of control over this. I don't have to move around cameras, or really just one phone was all I had. Maybe if I had two phones going, I'd have to time them up and do a whole bunch of crap and a bunch of editing and stuff. And to be honest with you, I might still export individual scenes as videos to this laptop's solid state drive, just to, I guess, make myself, well, give myself some leeway while editing, you know, just in case. Things are going to change here too. It's not always going to look like this. I have to admit, about, say, 7.5 hours ago, I picked up this table outside of a thrift store in the free pile. It's kind of falling apart, but it's holding up all this stuff fine, it seems, so I'm not too worried. And I know that I wanted to do this, and I just sort of took it as my sign. It's time to do this. It's time to get this thing home and do what it is that I'm really trying to do here for my channel, what I wanted to do. I slapped this together in the last 6 or so hours. What I'm saying is this is sort of just a general approximation of what I want to do. I've thought about this, but this is going to get better. I might get some actual lighting for it that isn't just a lamp. This cinema display, I chose it not just because it's nice. I chose it because there's a matching computer to go with it. You remember how I said 2008 Mac Pro? The 2.8 gigahertz model with the Radeon HD 2600 XT? I have one of those. It's in my storage unit. I just need to go and get it. It's quite a distance away from here, but within a few months it'll be here. I'm going to install Linux on it. I'm going to install this Pascal Quadro card. You can't see it very well, but that's what it is. And it'll do my encoding. It'll have a RAID array to store video files on, because it can do that. And yes, I understand. You may raise your eyebrow. It's a 18-year-old computer with, yes, 8 cores, but they're 18-year-old processors. But you know what? I think I can do it. Someday, I'd like to have an overhead view of this desk as well, with another phone with a sort of overhead mount, so that I can do that, because there have been multiple times. The examples that come to mind are the Mac Mini SSD swap video, and also the Dell, was it a Dell Inspiron? I think it was a Dell Inspiron. Let's find out. It was a Dell Inspiron, I think. Yeah, the Inspiron 1501 with the Turion X64 CPU. And I had a computer, and I would just set the camera on top of the computer for both of those. You see it's the same angle pretty much. Just so you could kind of see into it. Wasn't that great. I always wanted something better. And so one of these days I'll purchase one of those when I want to do something overhead. This can only grow, really. Old cell phones are pretty cheap. Like, again, I'm using an S9 and a Pixel 3 XL for this. And how does it look? Aside from the watermark, pretty dang good, right? And I mean, tripods and mounts, I mean, it's not that expensive. Really, the sky is the limit on how many different scenes I have, or really how many I can manage is the limit. So I got some stuff coming up. Stuff before this setup. And some stuff after this setup, during this setup, with this setup on this table. So what do y'all think? All 222 of you? Are you excited? I sure am. Are you smiling? You should be. I got some radio DJing experience under my belt, by the way. KCW 88.1 FM The Berg, the DJ's pick. It's the weekly Wednesday, 6 p.m. show where I, your host, play pretty much whatever I feel like. Oh yeah. You're welcome to tune in on that. That's Pacific time. Should I be sharing that on the internet? Well, it's already out there, to be honest. Station advertises, you know? So whatever. I'm broadcasting myself publicly. You guys can come in. I'm ranting. I love to rant. Lots of stuff coming up, all right? You just wait. It might not be quick. I'm a busy guy. To be honest with you, college is tough work. I'm trying to get a job. But it'll happen. It'll happen. So just give her a sec. And I'll see y'all real soon, hopefully. Okay? Toodles.